Today we have our first official video. Yesterday we had a little bit of bad lighting and camera in the wrong angle. We have that all fixed today. Our first topic that we're covering today is everyone's favorite topic, tax reform and the new bill proposed by Congress. Now, I'm going to assume that everyone here is not really liking it. Last time I checked this morning, it was polling at 25%. Which is just awful. To put it that way, I mean, the ACA, Obamacare, not the greatest. It's polling at 61%. For this to be polling at 25%, it's just got to be awful. So, let's take some of the big parts away from this bill. All right? Well, first off, the first major problem that anybody should have, I mean, conservative, progressive, Democrat, Republican, for the fact of the matter is we want lower taxes on us, the lower class, and just everyone in general, first of all. All right? We want lower taxes so we get all of our own money, correct? All right, that's good. Well, this one has 3 brackets, which is nice. I mean, simple. I like that. But the last bracket goes up 2%. So the lowest people that are paying taxes, all right? So minimum wage workers getting about $31,000 a year. That's the average income of America, surprisingly, right? The richest country in the world, and yet our average income is $31,000 a year. It's ridiculous. First of all, so those people, their taxes are going up on this bill. That's ridiculous. That is just absurd. All right? And if you look at this in a full context, so right now we go by year, and at this rate of the news, we go day by day because the news is so ridiculous. But if we look at it on an overscale, over the years, by 2027, everybody earning less than $75,000 a year gets their taxes raised. That is ridiculous. Congress does not understand. They believe that middle-class Americans earn $125,000 a year. That is not middle class. That is upper class. That is of the top 2%. That's ridiculous. All right? And for the love of God, the corporate tax rate, they bring it down to 20%, which I want it to be kept at 35%. And I actually think it should go up, but I understand if it's kept at 35%. The problem is that it's currently at 35%, which we all agree is low, but the real problem with the corporate tax rate is due to the corporate loopholes and all that other crap that they deal with and they get away with, they're paying anywhere between 14 and 18%. All right, so that's at 35%. Now, under this new tax bill, all those loopholes stay intact, but the corporate tax rate goes down to 20. So that means that we're going to get even lower. They're going to be paying 12% in taxes. That's ridiculous. Corporations need to pay more in taxes. Now, I understand that conservatives will be saying, well, corporations need money and they need for jobs. My argument to that is, back in the 50s, in the 60s, corporations paid 1/3 of all federal taxes. They're nowhere near that today. Nowhere near it. And to say that helps business, in the 50s, the entire Rust Belt wasn't even the Rust Belt. It was the focal point of our entire economy. It had GE, all those auto industries working their asses off, giving us jobs, and they were paying 1/3 of our corporate taxes. So to say that having them pay less in taxes creates jobs is just false. Conservatives, you want to go back to the good old days? Those were the good old days, with 1/3 in taxes paid by corporations to the federal government. I'm not saying raise taxes on the individuals. I believe that the upper class should be paying more in taxes, but that's for a different day. The fact of the matter is, corporations are not people. Now, I understand that people believe, because of Citizens United, that corporations are people. That's just a false statement. And here's the argument that I have for it. If corporations are people, then please explain to me how you have sex with corporations. Okay? I don't get it. All right? I'm not very good with women. I'll agree with that. But I really don't understand why corporations are people and how to have sex with them. Look, there's a comment section below. If you can please explain, that would be great. I mean, do you use the front door? Is that like, entering from the front? Is that the way to go? Or is entering through the back? Now, I believe the back, you would need consent. I mean, for both of them, you would need consent, but you would really need consent for the back. And how do you get consent? Are you supposed to send a letter to Goldman Sachs saying, hey, you're a person, I want to, it doesn't even freaking work. So the fact of the matter is, corporations are not people, and they need to start paying their fair share in taxes. This is not some radical, progressive idea, all right? I'm actually the conservative one here. I'm saying go back in time and start paying the right share in taxes. Then everybody will. It's not the responsibility of the middle class to pay the taxes for the upper class. And that's basically what it is. 80% of people's taxes will raise under this bill. And I understand that you get that. It's pulling at 25%. 25%. Come on now. We can do better than that. Call your congresspeople and tell them, I don't want this bill. And if they're a Democrat, still do it. Because guess what? Democrats aren't perfect either. Republicans are not perfect. There's going to be bills where they will mess up, and it is our responsibility as their voting population to tell them, hey, you represent me, you represent us, you do not represent corporations, and you better damn well vote in the favor of the people instead of corporations.